G'day guys and welcome back to GNs_gaming for another Dokkan battle video. So I'm a bit late to this one. Unfortunately, Amatsu decided to drop this producer letter in the middle of my workday. So finally getting around to it here, and we have the big announcement of the Part 3 LR being Super Saiyan, Trunks, Goten and Gohan. So very unexpected. Obviously there was a lot of talk about Baby, or at least someone that would help the teams that we sort of were focusing on during the global celebration. They've just gone in a completely different direction. So I've looked over the kits. They look to be really, really good. So let's jump straight on into the Gohan aspect of the unit. So you see we've got Hybrid Saiyans, Defender of Justice, and Youth as our leader skill. Honestly, not really the biggest fan of that lead. The advantage is that we do have units like the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the Physical Path to Power Kid Goku, AGL Kid Goku, maybe INT Super Saiyan 2 Gohan could work. But yeah, other than that, I'm not too sure about them as a leader. I think they'll be better off on other unit teams, I guess. So, link set, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Saiyan Warrior Race, all in the family. Prepare for battle, fierce battle, and legendary power. So, pretty standard link set there. For the passive, we got 200% attack and defense, guaranteed additional super, 3 key per rainbow key sphere obtained. So you'll see why that's important later. When receiving an attack, we've got 250% defense, which is amazing. That's a massive multiplicative buff. So you'll love to see that. For the first turn, they've got 40% damage reduction as well as 30% support. Brilliant. We love to see support on our units. When there's another hybrid or bond of parent and child category ally on the team, that is not even a requirement. You're pretty much always going to have that with superclass allies. You get 7 key, 250% attack when attacking. All allies get 30% attack and defense, and chance of performing crit plus 15%. So you combine those two together, first turn 60% attack and defense support. That is delicious. When we collect one or more rainbow key spheres, we get 200% defense, 38% damage reduction. So first turn we jump up to 78% there. We launch a guaranteed additional super and then get an additional 200% when attacking. And then here's the interesting bit. So with 12 or more int key spheres obtained or 5 or more rainbows, you get 258% defense and 20% damage reduction. So the 5 rainbow key spheres, obviously it's going to be tough to create that, but with that there, actually makes it possible to get that. And when you get this buff up, that is going to be absolutely massive for his slot 1 capabilities in particular. Then on top of that, you've also got all allies get 58% attack and defense for 2 turns. So very, very crazy ability there. It'll be interesting to see how we can try and cheese that to get that out as quickly as possible. When there is 2 or more hybrid Saiyan categories, allies starting from the 3rd turn or just starting from the 5th turn, you can get the exchange. So as well, on top of that, Gohan does also have an active, which can again be activated with the same condition as the exchange. It massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage, and within that turn he gets guaranteed crits, changes all key spheres to int and rainbow. So that's where you are able to just automatically get that active. So active skill is going to be very, very powerful there. Yeah, Gohan looking very, very good here. You can see we're on 6 billion teams, which is awesome. And then we've got to jump across to the next one here for our super attack effects. So not the craziest 12 key. We've got raised attack, so that should be a 30% boost for 4 turns. Causes colossal damage and then gets 10% crit for 4 turns. So with the quad super potentially in that first turn, you get 3 raises of that, which could be pretty nutty. And then you combine that with this. So on the 18 key, we raise defense for 1 turn. Again, that should be 30%. Mega Colossal, and then raise the chance of performing crit by 58% for 1 turn. So you combine those multiple 10% boosts into this, you're going to be doing a lot of crit. There's going to be no need to give this Gohan crit whatsoever. And then, as we discussed before, we can get the exchange and we can go into the Goten and Trunks. So, difference here is the passive. So we've got key 5 and 100% defense, 30% chance performing a crit, so there you go, again, no need to give crit, 70% chance of launching additional super, and then 2 key per type key sphere obtained, with a key sphere, so just straight away obtain the key sphere and you get 77% chance to dodge. With 2 or more key spheres, you get 100% attack when attacking and 100% defense when receiving an attack. 4 or more, you get a guaranteed super and guard. Per youth category ally on the team, you get 10% dodge and 200% attack. So I didn't read that properly before. Those should combine and you should have 100% chance to dodge with this guy. Wow. That's going to be pretty crazy if we just hit that. Yes, okay. So that 77% chance to dodge combined with that is just for one turn that you can have the 100% chance to dodge there. And then per hybrid, you get an extra 100% defense up to 500. When receiving a super, you've got 15% chance of evading enemies attack 15% temporarily. All allies 3 key, 30% attack and defense within the turn. Youth category allies get 5% dodge for 2 turns self-excluded. So you can obviously get that to 70. 70 plus the 15 so you should have an 85% dodge on supers, I think, if I'm reading that correctly. So that's obviously going to be really powerful. You could utilise him in slot 1 pretty easily there. His active massively raises attack, ultimate damage, and then youth category allies get 20% attack and defense in battle. So again, multiplicative buff, that is going to be really, really powerful. Again, we've got the billion teams to work with there. For our super attack effect, we've got raise attack and defense for 4 turns and causes colossal damage. So defense on super, always nice. Oof. And then on 18 key, we've got raise attack for 1 turn, causes mega colossal, then raises super class allies attack by 50% for 1 turn, and great chance, so a 70% chance of raising their defense by 50% for 1 turn as well. So very powerful effect if we are able to pop that. And again, combining that with the slot 1 capabilities from this one here, I think these guys could be really, really powerful. So you'll love to see that. And then we do also have Spopovich. We'll very quickly run over what he's able to do, because from what I saw, I don't think he's very good at all. So we've got Corroded Body and Mind, 3 key, 130. And then for his passive, 2 key, 200% stats. When there's another extreme class ally, you've got 2 key and 50% defense, 40% damage reduction. When attacking, we've got 200% stats. For every attack performed, we get 100% attack within the turn. Before receiving 8 attacks in battle, he gets 200% defense and 40% damage reduction. So obviously combine that to get the 80. After receiving 8 or more attacks, we get 200% stats, 40% crit, and then gets a scouter. When we're facing a tournament participant enemy, we've got 50% defense, 20% crit, and additional super. An Earthlings enemy gets us the exact same thing again. And then a Peppy Girls enemy also gets us the exact same effect. We've got a few teams here to work with. But yeah, I guess he's going to have 80% damage reduction, but I don't know. I just don't see any reason why you would be running this guy, if I'm being honest. His super attack effect raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage and lowers attack and defense. And when I say these not necessarily going to be good, I think it will be very dicey once he receives the 8 attacks and you move into this area here. But what benefit does he add to teams? I think you're just going to have better options. Actually, if we go to the teams right back here, Corroded Body and Mind, you're looking at all the rosés. I guess World Tournament Earthlings are both pretty trash. Earthbred Fighters, you're building a superclass team. Tau's just got better options. So yeah, I don't really see the purpose of this guy. I think it'd be much better if they had have removed a lot of this type of stuff. And just replace that with some form of support or orb changing. But anyway, that's that. And then we have the stats. So shout out to Halvard. They always do the stats for a lot of these new units and EZAs that drop. So first one we're looking at here is the Gohan. So without support, that's pretty much just ignore you. With your one rainbow keys obtained, we can get up to 620k there. Remember, it does have a lot of a damage reduction, and then you combine that multiplicative buff to get us to 2.2 essentially. After you've got the 12 key spheres or the 12 int or the 5 rainbow key spheres, you can jump up to 3.2 million there. Double active skill, you get up to 4.6, support 4.8. So 4.8, definitely a very fat defensive stat there. And for the linking partner, they have used the Tech Goku Vegeta. Probably not a unit that I will be running a great deal of, but as you can see, they do link very well, and they are a rainbow orb changer. We'll slide across here to Goten and Trunks. So without support, so these stats are separated because he does have that great chance to raise category. Oh, well, here you go, that 50% buff. So, yeah. So without it, we're looking at 366k with 4 type key spheres. We jump up to a best case 434 or 550. And receiving attack, which is the more important number, we're at 870 or 1.1. 4 other hybrid sayings, we jump up to a 2 million or 2.5. Then, yeah, this is the more when receiving an attack, because realistically, obviously, we're receiving an attack. So you can max out at 3 million there at your best, and 2.3 there. With the active skill, that does jump up to 3.2 or 4.1. Combine that with 40% support, and you're looking at 3.5 million max, 4.5 there. Obviously, this unit's primarily a dodging unit. So from there, that is with the Super EZA AGL Goten and Trunks, who, as they announced in the producer's letter, is going to be getting their Super EZA. So honestly, I think they look really, really good. I've been saving my 50 ticket summon for if these guys were to drop and we're able to use it on that. So fingers crossed, going to be able to pull him like that and not have to spend a stone. But no, my luck, probably not. But either way, let me know your thoughts on them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content. And hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.